Hi dear students, welcome back to computer science class. We have already completed our previous chapter strings in Python, and we have seen the basic aspects of strings, how to create string, how can we access the elements, and of course we have gone through some basic operations and seen some built-in functions associated with strings. And now it's high time to look at our next chapter, list in Python. And of course it is another very important chapter in your +1 +2 syllabus or in your curriculum, and in this chapter we will be mainly focusing on these topics. First we will be looking at declaring or creating list, accessing list elements, traversing a list, aliasing and comparing, and next operations on list, basic operations like concatenation, repetition, membership testing, slicing, indexing, then built-in functions like append, extend, insert, reverse, index, update, len, sort, clear, count and delete operation. From the name itself we can try defining all this. Then finally we will be looking at some high-end topics like sorting, bubble sort and insertion sort. So these are the main topics to be discussed, and of course it gives you a clear understanding of what actually a list and what are the associated operations and which all built-in functions or functions can be applied to lists, and finally sorting. So let's get started. As I've told you, list is another very important data structure in Python, and in some other programming language we refer to string or we refer to list as array. You know what actually a list is? List, string, all these are what collection of elements, right? And we can call it as a sequence. You know what a sequence is? A sequence is an object that contains multiple items of data. Okay, simply we can define it as an object that contains multiple items of data, and items are stored in sequence one after the other. The meaning of sequence is these are stored one after the other, and of course as these are stored, since these are stored one after the other, we can refer to it one by one, right? Hope you get it. And another specialty is all these sequences like list, strings, dictionaries, tuples and sets, these are some of the sequences, and all these are stored or all these occupy contiguous memory location in computer's internal memory. You know what contiguous memory location is? Suppose we are storing 1, 2, 3, 4 in a list, and these are stored like 1, 2, 3, 4. That is, 1 occupies the first position, and 2 occupies very next to 1, and 3 occupies very next to 2. Okay, so it goes on. That is, in computer internal memory itself, it occupies contiguous memory location. That is one by one. In other words, we can say these are not scattered. Okay, these are not scattered here and there. It can be referred to one by one. Okay, and okay, I can make it somewhat clear. Like you can see this image, right? List, string, dictionary, tuples and sets, and these are arranged like what? Scattered, right? These are arranged scattered. And just think of this screen as our computer's internal memory, and so these are some of the storage, and the white spaces can be taken as blank space. We have nothing here in this what white space, but we have these elements. What we have written is stored. Okay, so these are scattered, right? List is stored here, tuple is stored somewhere what far away from a list. Okay, yes, so this is somewhat scattered, right? And all the sequences occupies positions like just consider list. Okay, you can see L is an element, I is an element, S is another element, and T is another element, right? This is what contiguous memory location is. Okay, L, I, S, T, and this block, this is this what to say, violet, yeah, this violet block is a contiguous memory occupying, right? Contiguous memory. Okay, that is what contiguous memory what occupying is, that is LIST, right? But if you want to refer to sets, it is not associated with this this violet box, right? Violet internal memory, and it is stored somewhere very far from list. Okay, hope you get it, the idea. Sequence means what? An object that contains multiple items of data, and these are stored one after the other. Okay, one after the other. And another specialty is in computer's internal memory, these are stored one after the other. Okay, it occupies contiguous memory location. Okay, yes, hope you get it. And these are some of the sequences: list, string, dictionary, tuples and sets. And another important point is in sequence, in any of the sequence we can predict the next item. That is, suppose you are at L, okay, you are at the element L and you can predict the next element I, and after referring to I you can refer to the next element S, right? That is, the next item can be predicted in all these sequences, because the very reason is these occupy contiguous memory location. Okay, these occupy contiguous memory location, so we can predict the next item, the next item, the next item, right? Okay, hope you get it. Yeah, so our topic is list. Okay, so let's get on to list. So what is actually a list? List is nothing but a collection of elements. Okay, a collection of elements. Elements can be of any type: integer, a floating type, string type, any type. Even a list can be a part of a list. Okay, even a list can be an element of a list. Okay, yeah. So it is a collection of values or an ordered sequence of values or items. Simply we can define it as it's a collection of values or an ordered sequence of values or items. Okay, it is an ordered sequence in the sense stored one by one after the other. Okay, yes. Then the items or values can be string, integer, float or objects. Objects mean anything. Okay, all these are referred to as objects, of course. Then even a list. Even a list can be a member of a list. Okay, then these are enclosed in square brackets. These are enclosed in square brackets. Values can be modified, that is mutable. You know, when we learn what strings, it is immutable, right? We cannot modify it, but lists are mutable. List is mutable. The value can be modified. Okay, then elements need not be of the same type. That can be heterogeneous. Okay, elements need not be of the same type in the sense elements need not be of homogeneous type. It can be heterogeneous as well. That is, we can have a list of integers like 1 2 3 4. Okay, then we can have a list of, okay, another example, we can have a list of your computer science marks. Okay, we can have a list of your computer science marks, and of course, you know, it stores all integer values, right? And we can have a list of your names, computer science students names. Then it will be a list of your what, it will be a list of strings, right? Then in addition to this homogeneous type, you know, when we store your names in a list, it will be a what, it will be a list of strings. And when you when we store your marks in a list, it will be a list of integers. Plus we can have mixed, right? We can have a combination of different types, like suppose we are storing your details like your roll number, your name, your marks. Okay, your roll number, your name and your computer science marks. How will it be? Can we store Arun 100? Can we store this 1 is an integer value, then Arun is a string, then of course 100 we can say, we can take 98.5. okay, 98.5. so it's a floating point, right? It's a floating type. So this can also be stored in a list. Hope you get the idea, right? A list consists of homogeneous items, or it can have heterogeneous items as well. Okay, yes. A list is a collection of comma separated values within square brackets and is heterogeneous. Okay, and it can be heterogeneous. That's the right point. Okay, yeah. So this is what actually list is. Then we get the idea of what a list is. Then let's look at declaring or creating a list. Okay, of course we know we are using square brackets to enclose the values of a list. Then the syntax is list name equal to square brackets. Okay, then we are looking at the initialization. Initialization means giving value, give values. Okay, then we have a list here. The list name is fruits, then equal to, in square brackets we have three values: mango, apple and grapes. And mango, apple and grapes are enclosed in quotes. We know we can have either single quotes or double quotes. Python cannot distinguish or cannot differentiate single quotes and double quotes. Okay, so here we can explain this fruits equal to mango, apple and grapes in square brackets is, here fruits is a list having three elements or three values or three items. Mango is the first item, apple is the second item and grapes is the third item. Here also we have the concept of index. Okay, so we know of course the index starts with 0, the left index, and right index starts with -1. So most of the time we take the left index, that is 0. So the index of 0 or the subscript of 0 means mango will be 0, and the subscript or index of apple will be 1, and the subscript or index of grapes will be 2. Hope you get the idea. So here we have created a list named fruits of strings. How many strings? 3 strings, right? Okay. So this is what actually a list is and how to create a list. Then we have some more examples. In the first case we have seen a string, a list of strings, and here we have list 1 equal to 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 in square bracket. What type of list is it? It is a list of integers, right? How many elements we have here in list 1? 5 elements. So list 1 is a list of integers having 5 elements. So when you try to print list 1, it prints all the elements in square brackets because it's a list. Okay. Then another example, list 2 equal to Deep 450, Deep, 450, 30.4, Python, -2200. List 2 is of what kind? Is it homogeneous? No, of course, right? It is a heterogeneous list. It is a list consists of different type of items, different types of items. Deep is a string, 450 is an integer, 30.4 is a floating point value, Python is a string, and -2200 is of course an integer, right? Yes. So list 2 is a heterogeneous list. So when we try to print list 2, of course it prints the values in square brackets because it's a list. Then we have another list, list 3 equal to A, E, I, O, U. All are separated using comma and enclosed in quotes. So we can say list 3 is a list of strings. Of course we don't have any character data type here, all are strings. Even if we have only one character, it will be treated as a string of length 1, right? Yes. So when we print list 3, it prints all the elements A, E, I, O, U in square brackets. Hope you get the idea. Yes. Then we have list 4. What is the specialty of list 4? List 4 is an empty list. We have an empty square brackets, so it indicates an empty list. That's it. So list 4, okay, simply square brackets. Then list 5 equal to Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. There is nothing special in it. We have enclosed what the list in square brackets, and of course in double quotes instead of single quotes. It's double quotes. There is no other difference. So it's a list of strings. List 5 prints everything. Okay, yeah. Then list 6, it has some specialty. What is that? List 6 equal to 3, 4, then 5, 6 and 7 are enclosed in another square brackets, comma 8. What is that? Yes, as we have already seen, a list can have another list as its element. Okay, a list can have either integer, either string, either floating, or a combination or a collection of all these, or even a list can be a member of a list. So here 5, 6, 7 itself is a list, and that list is a member of list 6. Hope you get the idea. 3, 4 and 8 are normal elements of 6, right? It means list 6. Okay, but 5, 6 and 7 becoming a part of a list inside a list. Okay, yes. So list 6 prints 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7 in another square brackets because that itself is a list, then comma 8. Okay, hope you get the idea and the working of all this, right? And list 1 consists of list of integers, list 2 consists of heterogeneous list, and list 3 list of strings, and list 4 is an empty list, and list 5 list of strings, and list 6 is a list of list, right? We have element, we have list as an element here in list 6. Yes, moving on. Next one is creating list from existing sequence. Okay, we have different ways of creating a list. Okay, normally here we create a list from an existing sequence. We have something already and we are creating a list from that existing thing. Okay, we can call it as existing sequence. So list method or list function takes sequence types as and convert record or tuple or string into a list. Okay, here we are applying a function called list, and that takes a sequence type. Okay, that takes any sequence type. It can be a record, it can be a tuple, or it can be a string, and it converts it into a list. Okay, yes. So the first method is creating a list from a string. That is, we have already a string and we are converting that string to list. Okay, we are not creating a list afresh, but we are creating a list from an existing string. Hope you get the idea. Yes, new list equal to list of sequence of string, and we have some examples here. List 1 equal to list of computer. You know, list 1 is a list and list is a function, and in that function or in that method we are passing computer. You know, computer is enclosed in quotes, so it is a string. Computer is a string. And what happens with list of computer is, you know, list is a function that converts what value we have inside parenthesis to list, right? So list 1 prints computer separated using comma, enclosed in quotes. So you can see it's enclosed in square brackets, so it became a list. Okay, initially computer was a string, and we have passed that computer string to list function, and list function converts it into a list. So computer became a list of strings. Okay, yes. Then another one, list 2 equal to list parenthesis. You know, it's an empty list, right? We are not passing anything to the function list, so it becomes an empty list. Okay, yeah. Then type of list 2, of course it will be a class type list. Okay, class list. Even though we don't have anything in list 2, it will be a list because we have applied the function list. That's it. Okay, yeah. Then DOB equal to 1998 hyphen 08 hyphen 12. Then when we print DOB, it prints a and a value. Okay, then suppose we are passing DOB to the function list, what will be the result? At present DOB is a string, right? DOB is a string. It's a date, of course, and it's a string, and when we pass that string to the function list, what happens is it will be converted to a list. You can see 1998 hyphen 08 hyphen 12, right? Yes, so it became a list. So that's the first method. What we have done is we have converted a string to a list, or we are creating a list from a string. That's it. Then second option is an empty list with the function list. We have already done that. Okay, example, list 2 equal to list without any parameter. So list 2 prints nothing. Okay, only square brackets, so it's an empty list. Yes. Then we have creating a list through user input using list function. Okay, meaning along with the input user function or user input function, we are applying the list function. Okay, you know, input function takes anything and everything as a string, right? Input function takes anything and everything as a string. So when we apply list function along with input, what actually happens is that input function takes everything as a string, and that string will be converted to a list. That's it, nothing special in it. Okay, yeah. Then list 1 equal to list of input of enter the values, and the result will be enter the values. We input hi Python. You know, hi Python at present is a string, and of course we have applied the function list, and after that it will be converted to a list. So you can see space comma hi space comma python. Why these spaces? Because we have space, right? You can see enter the values. After that we have two spaces, then it comes hi, then we have another space. Okay, that's why it's space. Okay, yeah. Then print to display the entire list, and list function converts it into a list. Hope you get the first three, right? Yes. Then creating a list from an existing list. Okay, from an existing list itself we can create a list. So far we have created a list from a string, an empty string, and using user input, right? Yes. Then list 1 equal to 10, 20, 30, 40 up to 100. Then list 1 prints all the elements, and what we are doing is we are creating a list from an existing list. Okay, or we can simply say we are copying, right? We are creating a new list by copying value from an existing list. That's it. So list 5 equal to list 1 of colon. You know what colon is? Yes, it will copy all the elements of list 1 to list 5. So list 5 prints all the elements of list 1. Okay, it's already transferred to list 5. It became its own element. Okay, nothing issue in it. Okay, yeah. Then list 5 equal to list 1 of 1 colon 4. 1 is the start, 4 is the stop. Okay, 1 is the start and 4 is the stop. So it starts with 1. So you can see the element at the first index is 20, right? So 20 will be passed to list 5, then 30 will be passed and 40 will be passed. Will it pass 4? No, not of course, right? The end will be excluded, the stop will be excluded. So only 20, which is at 1, 2, 3. That is 20, 30, 40 will be passed, 50 will not be passed. Even though it's at 4th location, stop will be excluded. Okay, yeah. Then list 5 equal to list 1, which passes all the elements of list 1 to list 5. It's like what? List 5 equal to list 1 is like list 5 equal to list 1 of colon. Okay, yes, nothing special in it. Okay, yeah. So these are the different ways to create a list. First we have create list from a string, then an empty string, empty list. Okay, then using the user input and using list function, then creating list from an existing list. We can simply say copying, right? Copying from an existing list to create a new list. Okay, yes. Next we have accessing list elements. When we are going through all these topics, you can correlate it to strings, right? The operations we have followed in list means string. The same operations we are following here in list also. Nothing special. Okay, yes. List elements are stored according to its index, just like string. List strings, like string, list can be accessed using index value. Okay, you know index value starts with 0 and right index starts with -1. Okay, yeah. Then list 1 equal to 10, 20, 30, 40 up to 100. List 1 prints all the elements, and list 1 of 0. What is the list 1 of 0? That is 10. List 1 of 9, that is 100. Of course, you know how it goes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, 9, yeah. Then list 1 of -10. What will be -10? -1, -2, -3, -4, okay, it goes on from right to left. So -10 is 10, the first element, okay, yes. Or a list of -10 can also be referred to as list 1 of 0, okay, yes. So this is what accessing a list element is, and we are making use of the concept of subscript or index to refer to or to access element of a list. Okay, yeah. Then we have try for computer having index tree. Okay, yes, we have another example. List 1 equal to list of computer, then list 1 prints computer, and when we try to access list of 8, do we have any list here? Do we have any index 8 here? No. You can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here the last character is R. R's index is 7, right? So list of 8, it's of course an error. Type object is not subscriptable. That means simply we can say what? We don't have an element at the 8th index of list. Okay, list 1, yeah, list 1. Okay, yes. So okay, yes. Now we have our next topic, traversing a list. Accessing, you know what actually traversing is? Traversing means accessing each element one after the other. There are two ways. One is using in operator inside for loop, and the second is using range function. Okay, let's look at in operator. We have a list 1 with the elements learn Python. Okay, yeah, learning Python, that's what. Okay, LERNIPYTHON. Okay, then for I in list 1 print I. You know how does this for loop work? Okay, for I in list, I initially points to L, right? Yes, then it prints L, then control passes to automatic advancement of I takes place, then I points to E, then prints E, then I to A, prints A. Okay, yes, it goes on like up to N. Here in operator using for loop iterates each element in sequence. Okay, this will be the result. Okay, learn Python, learn IPython will be the result. Okay, yes. So this is a very basic operation. Then another method is of accessing list element is using range function. Here we have an example. List 1 equal to Python. List 1 is a list of strings. Then n equal to len of list 1. You know what len is? Len is a function that returns the length of a list. So here what is the length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, 6 is the length of list 1. Then for I in range n, for I in range 6. Print list 1 of I. Initially I points to what? 0, right? I points to 0. Then list 1 of 0, that is P. Then automatic advancement of I takes place. It what? Points to Y, right? I's value will be 1. Then print list 1 of 1, that is Y. Then list 1 of 2, that is T. Okay, it goes on and finally ends with N. Okay, at the time the condition N will be what, out of the range. Okay, yes. So these are the two different ways to traverse a list, using in operator and of course using what, range function. Okay, now we have aliasing. Okay, now we have aliasing. You know what aliasing is? Aliasing is nothing but giving another name. Okay, another name to an object. So just after aliasing an object, there will be two names. One is the original name and the second will be the new name which is given to the existing object. Okay, so the same object or an entity can be referred to by using two different names. One is the original name and the second is the alias name. Okay, yes. So assign the elements of one list to another list. Both shall refer to the same object. Okay, aliasing is the process of assigning the elements of one list to another list, and both shall refer to the same object. Okay, we have an example. Subject equal to English, Hindi, CS, Maths. English 0, index, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. Then temporary equal to subject. Temporary equal to subject. You know, subject is the original name, and what happens with temporary equal to subject is subject is assigned to temporary, right? You know, subject is a list and all the elements of the list subject will be assigned to temporary. That means English, okay, a list consisting of English, Hindi, CS and Maths can be referred to by using two different names. One is the original name subject and the second is the temporary name, or we can say the alias name. That is what temporary is. We can have any other name in the place of temporary. Okay, it can be A, it can be whatever it is. Yeah, two lists having the same set of values. Temporary is an alias or alternate name for subject. Okay, temporary is an alternate name for subject. Both refers to or refer to the same location. Okay, both subject and temporary refer to the same location. Then temporary of 0, that will be French, right? No, sorry, temporary of 0. Okay, at present what is temporary of 0? It is English, right? And what happens with temporary of 0 equal to French? We are trying to replace English with French. Is it possible here in the case of a list? Yes, of course. Why? List is mutable, so we can replace English with French, no problem. Then print temporary. It prints in the place of what, English, you can say French, because we have already modified it, right? French, Hindi, CS, yeah, no change in Hindi, CS and Maths because we haven't modified it. Yeah, change made in one alias get reflected in the other. Okay, actually we haven't made change in subject, we have made a change in temporary. So what happens is, when we make change in subject, it reflects in what, temporary. When we make change in temporary, it reflects in subject. Okay, yes. Then subquotes of, okay, it's another list. Okay, yeah, subquotes is another list, and you can see subquotes is a list of lists. We have two lists. One is English 85, that's the first list. Then second is Maths, 65, that's the second list in subquotes. Okay, then print subquotes of 1. What will be the result? Subquotes of 0 is English, 85 together. Okay, hope you get the idea, because English, 85 itself acts as a single item. Okay, because it's a list. So, and Maths, 65, that will be 1. So print subquotes of 1, that will be here English 85 is 0 and Maths 65 is 1. So Maths 65 is the result. Okay, and another example is print of subquotes of 1 1. What will be that 1 1? Yes, here it will be like 0 0. Okay, English it is 0 0, 85 it is 0 1, and Maths it will be 1 0 and 65 it is 1 1. Okay, you just, okay, I can make it simple. You just write it like okay, English 85 in the first line and Maths 65 in the second line. Okay, then the index of English will be 0 0 and 85 will be 0 1, and Maths will be in the second line, right? 1 0 and 65 1 1. And how it comes is, you know, English is at 0th row 0th column, right? 0th row 0th column, and 85 is 0th row first column, right? and mass 65 is written in second line, right? We have written second line, so it will be the first column. You know, index starts with 0, right? Index starts with 0 in the case of row and column, and mass 65 is second line, so it will be what, 1 0 1 1, okay, 1 0 1 1, yeah. So print subcodes of 1 0 is maths, okay, yes. So this is all about aliasing, giving another name, and change in one variable reflects on the other, okay, that's a key point. Then we have the final topic, comparing list, okay. Individual elements means each element is individually compared in lexicographical order, that is alphabetical order, okay. We have already done some programs in list, means in strings, so you can refer to it, okay, yes. So that's what comparing is. It's based on, of course, it's based on lexicographical order, that's alphabetical order, okay, yes. So these are the topics for the day. Let's have a quick recap. Sequence, what, continuous, what, memory, okay, means allocation of data items, okay, yes. A list, string, dictionary, tuple, sets are some of the items, okay, yeah. Sequences, list, collection of items, square brackets, mutable, can be homogeneous, heterogeneous, okay, square brackets, yeah, yes. So we have seen some examples and creating a list from a string, an empty list, then user input function, then existing list, then accessing element using the concept of index or subscript, then traversing using in operator, and of course range function, then aliasing, giving another name, then finally comparing list, okay. So these are the topics for the day, and of course you have to go through all these topics in detail, have more practice on the theory as well as what, practical, okay, yes. So hope you understand all the topics, and hope we can see you next time, okay. So this is all for the time being. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Take care. See you.